Alright, welcome back, and today we have another McFarlane figure in the form of the McFarlane Kaos Space Marine. Again, I'm not the biggest Warhammer nerd, so I just buy it because I think it looks cool. So, oh my god, what the hell is this indigestion from, dude? Every time I try to fucking speak about something, every fucking time I try to say a word out of my mouth, I feel some more fucking air. You know, and it's always when I'm talking. Always. Never when I'm quiet. Never when I'm quiet. It's always when I need to speak out of my mouth. Alright, tangent aside. Let's see what we got here. So, starting off, this is the base plate here. Traditional McFarlane base plate. Nothing needs to be said. You can see with your eyes, unless you're blind, because then in that case, it's the Warhammer 40,000, and it's just a black circular base. So, and then for other accessories here, we've got this huge Kaos bolt gun. It's got a cool bayonet here that's chipped to hell. Definitely not usable, but definitely fitting of the Kaos Space Marine style. You know, more holes in it, what I'd see, dents. This blade is definitely unusable. It will not kill, as Doug Mercado used to says. So we got this cool giant muzzle brake here. It's hollow this way. But not hollow this way. Again, I would have given McFarlane a huge amount of respect if he just had this piece be open here. Because he puts a hole in the middle, just not at the barrel of a gun. Oh, McFarlane, dude. Dude, it's not how... he is capable of it, he just didn't do it. But then we have two mags taped together for a quick reload. You know, traditional bolt gun, huge, big, bulky. Traditionally used by one hand. You got the charging handle here. Really well done. Pretty cool looking. And then there's also this, which fits into his belt. He comes with a little sword, but now I will say it's a pain to take in and out of the belt here. So even though there is a nice hole for it, because of the way the blade is shaped, it's a bitch to put in, and it's a bitch to take out. Imagine if you're a guy. Imagine your penis had a giant blade coming out the front of it, right under the penis hole tip. And then when you put that in a woman, sure, it might go in easy, but it can't come out because you've got this giant hook in your penis. So you're going to be stuck in the woman. That's what it's like for this. You know, you just get stuck and it can't come out, and you got to really finagle and cause some damage to get it to come out. But anyway, you know, it's a cool big blade. Definitely reminds me out of something from, like, you know, Prince of Persia, or maybe like the Middle East. It's cool. Got a nice grip here. Cool blade. Giant, like, heavy top here. You know, almost looks like a Khopesh just turned into a regular sword. And I do believe you are supposed to attach this jetpack. I assume it's a jetpack to him, but I'm not going to take it off. So anyway, starting up with the head. Now again, this figure, again, a problem I do have with the McFarlane Warhammer here is that Warhammer is supposed to be huge, right? I'm talking massive. These things are supposed to be pretty big and definitely towers over the average human. Well, here's where I go, well, most of the time I do believe these are advertised to be 7-inch. This is what a 6-inch looks like. Now, I will say it's not the worst. You know, it does look okay, but this is 6-inch. This is supposed to be 7-inch, you know? Like, 7-inch is supposed to be the bigger scale. So why in the hell is it not that big? Don't get me wrong, this thing absolutely takes up the packaging. I mean, he's big and bulky. He's just not tall, you know? So, I mean, unless I'm wrong, unless my spacing is incorrect, but aren't the Space Marines and Warhammer and all the other, you know, factions supposed to be huge? Because, well, I'm trying to see if maybe I didn't get in the camera there when I tried pulling out the sword. Okay, I hope I didn't. I'll have to rewatch the video. But still, look here, hold on. If you don't believe me, what about these are both 7-inch. I know Doomslayer's big, but I think he's like what, 6 foot maybe? I don't know. But still, he should not be as big as a Space Marine. For as much as I love Doomslayer and I think he's based and whatnot, there's no way in hell he should be as tall as a Space Marine, a Chaos one at that. But height spurging out of the way, let's get in. So he's got this really cool helmet here, cool horns, cool guard. Again, I don't know what classification of Chaos Space Marine he is. I will say I do like this design a lot. It does look really cool in metal. You've got a skull on the chest here, some hoses, cool sort of gas-esque mask, traditional Space Marine. You've got this neck piece underneath him that I do believe does move around a bit. You know, you've got these giant shoulder pauldrons. This one's got like an eye with arrows on it and a spike. This one's got a skull on it, really well done, with a compass on it. Pretty cool, pretty big. You know, you got the arms. They're very Space Marine shaped. More cool detail and texture work. I'd say paint's pretty decent too. You know, you got the tubes in there. You got this belt with, what is that, the Star of David there? I don't know, looks like it. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe it isn't real, or maybe it is real. But still, you know, you got this tuft here, tuft of cloth fabric. It's not actual fabric, but still, you got, what is that, a grenade? Yeah, a grenade and a pouch next to each other. And then you've got this open tuft of plastic here so that you can put your blade in. And this hand's got an open hand, which is meant for holding the gun, and this one's meant for, like, you know, grabbing the gun by the handle and stuff. So here's this cool jetpack. I think that's what it is. Got these vents here, gear here. Almost looks like a backpack too. More spikes again because it's the Chaos Space Marines. You know, it's very big in metal. You know, more of the wrap around there. Pretty big armor and stuff, and the traditional huge ass shin guards and boots. You know, this one's even got a cool skull on it, demonic skull. I love it. Yeah, so pretty well done for articulation. This figure's pretty good. Head swivels. I do believe it is also on a ball joint, but it doesn't move that far around. I do believe the neck itself, though, is on a ball joint because it can move. Like this, there's a piece here that does move around here. So really well done. Arms move out decently far, about as far as I think it can go. You know, they are also on a bit of a butterfly, so they can move all around. It's McFarlane's sort of omnidirectional butterflies, as I like to call them. They don't just go forward and back, they go all around, which is pretty good. I like them a lot. So swivel at the bicep. A double bended elbow, although because of the way the sculpting is, it's only really going to come out at like 90 degrees, which is fine, I guess. Hinge swivel at the wrist, but due to the way the McFarlane wrists are, it's usually at whatever direction the wrist is feeling like. So still, maybe I can get it with this one. No. But a pretty good ball joint at the top midsection there. Doesn't really go side to side. It mostly goes forward and back and swivels. Where there is a swivel at, I think, the waist here. Unless that too is also on a ball joint. No. Legs go pretty far out, in, forward, back. Swivel at the thigh. Beautiful double bended knee. You know, you can even see some more padding there. And then a ball jointed foot with a pretty good toe crunch, I'd say. So, with that said, what are my thoughts here? I think this is a pretty good figure. I'm sure you can get it for a decent price. Don't know where. But if you're a Warhammer fan, I'd recommend it. Seems pretty good. So, let's see. Oh, come on. I should be able to get this fucker's gun back in his hand. His giant Warhammer gun, dude. His bolter. Storm bolter. His Chaos bolter. So, yeah. I'd say it's a pretty good use of the money, at least because it used to be $20. So I'd say it's a pretty good $20. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.